So those kind of teams, that is when you need Saka. Not a game against Crystal Palace that you win 5-1. We expect you to beat them properly. Do you get what I'm saying? Beat them properly. Let them know who is the boss.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's not replaceable. It's just that when you're replacing him in the Arsenal squad, like that person is not coming in. Is that person coming in to do exactly what Saka is
That
doing?
was
Because Saka is such a big talent, right? So regardless, losing him will still affect the squad.
I think for me is you don't see the effect of Saka in the games that Arsenal will obviously win. Where you see the effect of Saka is in this when they meet the stubborn teams like
Yes.
Brentford, West Ham. Anyway, they've drawn to Everton even with Saka there. Right? Those kind of stubborn teams that Arsenal is like a Netflix movie. You watch where every time you finish one season, you're just waiting for the other season and hoping for what will be the action in.
The next point is, well, Arsenal. Can Arsenal combat the loss of Bukayo Saka? So Saka is a very key player for Arsenal,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he's been looking good this season. I guess like
yeah,
when you think of right wingers in the Prem, I'm almost tempted to say Saka right after Salah, right? Like if you're talking about the greatest, like Salah and then Saka almost comes into that right wing spot in terms
yeah,
of the impact that they've been making for
yeah.
their, at least towards their teams. So losing Saka is definitely a big loss. Like there's just no replacement for Saka on the Arsenal squad. Like who comes in directly making that same impact? They need him. They need him. They
Yeah,
need
yeah,
those. They
yeah,
need those. Those movements, dribbling down, running down the line, crossing,
yeah,
cutbacks.
yeah. They
Shooting
need
off his
those
left.
assists,
They
especially
need those assists. They need those
corners
passes.
too, right?
They just need him on the pitch,
Yeah. So I
delivering
mean,
corners too as well. Yeah.
yeah, I think like what you just said. I think the major thing is the contribution of Saka.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you see the last 10 games, what you put on the screen, he's had
Mm-hmm.
like 9 contributions, goal and
Mm-hmm.
assists, right? 5, 6, 9, right? Which is like one contribution per game on the
Mm-hmm.
average, right?
Yeah.
0.9. So he's he's really key to what everything Ateta does. Imagine the corners and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Half of the corners, he's the one that assists for half of the corners,
Yeah.
right? So that's taken out of the team. I think they'll be affected in terms of the corner kicks. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's the first thing they'll be affected in. But the thing now is the question you said, like, who are the people that can replace him, that can
Yeah.
step in? Jesus has started to score.
Yeah.
Do you believe that Jesus has started to score? He has like maybe 7, 8 goals or 7 goals
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
last,
Yeah. He has scored. He has been
right?
scoring. Yeah.
So do you think now that Jesus can fully come into that team and maybe Trossard on the other side or Waneri comes in? Do you think they will still have that effect?
Yeah, they could still have the effect. But the loss of a star player, of a key player, is still a loss
Will
of a key
still
player.
affect.
It will
Okay.
still affect you in certain moments. I'm not saying he's not replaceable. It's just that when you're replacing him in the Arsenal squad, like that person is not coming in. Is that person coming in to do exactly what Saka is
That
doing?
was
Because Saka is such a big talent, right? So
mm,
regardless, losing him will still affect the squad, but it's just their ability to, I guess, pretty much bounce back from
yeah.
all of that, right? The ability to bounce back from all of that is what matters.
I
So
think okay.
yeah,
Finish.
so bringing in, I was going to just wrap up what I was saying. So bringing in Trossard, bringing in Waneri into the mix to replace Saka, I still see them delivering. I mean, Ateta's tactics is still sound. Ateta still plays the way he wants to play. Arsenal corners will still be the same. It's just who can deliver, who is half as decent to do what
It
needs to be
does in
done.
terms of the
So
corners.
yeah, so I
Um
still see them to be okay, but they will
so
definitely be impacted.
Saka is coming back in February,
Mm.
right? You talk about those games. Now you don't see the I think for me is you don't see the effect of Saka in the games that Arsenal will obviously win.
Mm-hmm.
Where you see the effect of Saka is in this when they meet the stubborn teams like
Yes.
Brentford,
Mm-hmm.
West Ham. Anyway, they've drawn to Everton even with Saka there,
Mm-hmm.
right? Those kind of stubborn teams that they just want to that day all out to frustrate you, right? I think they drew to Fulham, right? Or they even lost to Fulham. They drew to Fulham. So those kind of teams, that is when you need Saka. Not a game against Crystal Palace that you win 5-1. We expect you to beat them properly. Do you get what I'm saying? Beat them properly. Let them know who is the boss. But I think the only issue I have with Arsenal is it just feels like there's always an excuse for them not to challenge for this title and to win it. Do you get Arsenal? I just look at Arsenal like like Arsenal is like a Netflix movie you watch where every time you finish one season, you're just waiting for the other season and hoping for what will be the action in. We watched Arsenal. I watched Arsenal 2 seasons ago. I followed them, supported Arteta. I'm a Chelsea fan. For those that know me, imagine supporting your rival club, hoping this guy succeeds, and what happens? It throws my hope in the bin. I wait for season 2. Nothing. How did it end? A tragic disaster. Now I'm in season 3 now. I'm not supporting him. If he likes, let him do. If he likes, let him win.
Because you guys are title contenders now too, right?
Or title pretenders will come to Chelsea. Do you get what I'm saying? So as now, they are just like a Netflix movie you just watch every season and hope for the next one, right? I don't even know. I'll conclude from this. Saka there or Saka not being there, Arteta needs to prove to us that he's worthy of being Arsenal's manager. Yes, because they've backed him enough with money, more than they did with even a Wenger, right? And Wenger's record was far better than this. Even as Wenger wasn't spending money, he was winning trophies and finishing fourth. This guy is he has 1 trophy in 7 years. So that's all.
Yeah, he needs to start winning a lot more trophies to definitely put a stamp on some of the things he's doing at Arsenal. But if he's not winning any trophies to his name, it almost looks like it's a waste of time at the end of the day. Nottingham Forest to be one team I fear a little bit. Because I still feel like a game with Chelsea, they will still want to come out and play.
So they have a chance.
There'll be mistakes. We have a chance to score Chelsea.
They shot
Nottingham Forest is a bit tricky. I watched that game. It made me concerned a little bit. It's in the club's culture for them to try and do that. There's that sense of expectation, whether or not they have to lie. I'm not a title contender. I'm not a title contender. You guys are title contenders right now. You guys are in that spot, right? But yes, you don't have the experience, but still, you're a big club. Same with Arsenal. So those are the 2 teams I'm really looking at in terms of going band for band, looking for points and trying to match up points to catch up to Liverpool.